And today's topic is what? Abstraction. Okay, let's start. What is abstraction? Okay, imagine what? We have a car. Okay, you have to driving that car. You know that what? How to the press the accelerator to go faster and brake to what? Slow down or and turn it was steering wheel to what change the direction. And but do you need to know what how the engine works and how the braking system engages and or the what complex machines or mechanics of your steering is column drive to car. It's not unnecessary, right? Okay, that is what abstraction. Okay, you can see it using what in your car we can do what by pressing accelerator you can't go fast and by pressing brake you can go what slow and steering wheel. That is what to what turn right or turn left like that. And that what no don't you do not what right. You only what need to what interact with the what essential parts. What is to driving right. This is what exactly what abstraction in programming. Okay, let's see what abstraction in programming. Abstraction means nothing but showing only the essential information. Okay, and hiding the complex implementation details. Okay, we focus on what an object does. Okay, rather than how does it did it. Okay, like that. Okay, it's nothing but abstraction means what is showing only the required information and what hiding what unnecessary or complex implementation details. Okay, that is what abstraction. Okay, and let's see another example. That is what making what Maggie noodles. Okay, let's take what common example that is for making Maggie noodles. Okay, when you want to the make Maggie, what are the steps you follow? Okay, first step is what? Yeah, take what pan. Okay, after that you want add the water. Okay, after adding water, you have to wait for what? Boil the water. Okay, then what you add the Maggie noodles to the what? Taste maker. Okay, and what cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, this is what procedure, right? Okay, do you need to know the chemical composition of noodles and how the tastemaker is manufactured and the exact boiling point of your water at your altitude, the physics behind that heat transfer to cook the noodles. This is not required, right? Okay, only required is this thing. That is what you are required to take what to what to cook the Maggie. Okay, and that is what no you right. Okay, that is called as what you are abstracted from these complex details and Maggie provides you what simple and high level interface, nothing but the instruction on the packet. Okay, to achieve what your goal. Okay, what is your goal? To eat the delicious noodles, right? Okay, you only interact with what necessary steps only. Okay, this is what perfect example for your what abstraction. Okay, let's start what complete abstraction in Python. What using what ABC. ABC stand for what abstract based classes. Okay, remember that one ABC. ABC is what abstraction based classes. Okay, in Python we achieve what complete abstraction using what abstract based classes. The abstract based class what means it's like what blueprint and that cannot be used what directly to create objects. Okay, it must be what inherited by what other classes. Okay, and those inheriting classes must provide what implementation. Okay, for what abstract methods. Okay, it's defined in what abstract class. Okay, it's nothing but it can nothing but you think like what a contract. Okay, like it be contract based. That is what abstract class says. If you want to be part of this family, you must have this specific functionalities. This is what the little title by what ABC. Okay, and this is what syntax for your abstraction. Okay, when you do what in abstraction, you have to do what like this syntax. Okay, from you what you do from ABC. I'm importing what ABC. The in what the case sensitivity is very important and abstract method. Okay, I'm importing what ABC comma abstract method. You can observe right what is from what is import right from is nothing but so imagine you have got one big library. In big library, I'm taking what only few books. Okay, like that you understand. So I'm taking what from okay from ABC. ABC is what on library. In that library, I'm importing some books. Okay, that books are what ABC. That is uppercase ABC and what abstract method. You are importing that one. Okay, and after that you have to create what nothing but object oriented programming, right? So what you have to create class, right? So I'm using what I'm doing here, right? Class After the class, you have to use what? Abstract class name. Okay, after using the abstract class name, you have to pass parameter. What that parameter? ABC. What that ABC? We importing that ABC, right? ABC start for what? Abstract base classes. So importing that one. So I added first parameter for your abstract class name. Okay. After that, to know system has to understand, right? You are using what? Abstract method. So for that, I'm using what? Decorator. What decorator I'm using here? Right? Abstract method. Okay. You have to use what decorator? Abstract method. Okay. How to identify decorator? We start with what? HUD. Okay. Then you have to what? Some you can pass some what methods or actions or behavior like that. And if I'm defining what abstract method one, I'm passing as self as a method. So I'm creating what empty method, right? So I'm passing what pass. Okay. Then abstract method, def, and method two pass. Like that, you can create n number of methods. Okay, and you can ask what concrete methods. A method, concrete method is nothing but what? Methods with what? Implementation. Okay, in abstract class, what you are creating is the contract method will be created. Okay, this is for contract method in what? Abstract class. Okay, this is the beauty of what? Abstract method. Okay, lest you can understand here what? We importing what? ABC and what? Abstract method from what? ABC module. Okay, then what? ABC's base class is creating what? From the abstract class. Okay, then we use what? Decorator. That decorator is what? Abstract method. That marks what method as a what? Abstract. This means what? Any concrete or non-abstract, the class that what inherits that your abstract name and must provide what the implementation, that is what abstract method one and abstract method two. You cannot create what an object directly from your what abstract class name. Okay. And let me take one example to explain. So I'm taking example is called as what? Animal behavior. Okay, let's create that abstract class as animal and that define what every animal must be what able to do what without specifying how they do it. Okay, let's start that one. So see first what abstract method first what we have to do import the module, right? So importing what from ABC, I'm importing what ABC and abstract method. That is what to use a decorator. So I'm passing what class, then of what abstract name, that is what animal, and our pass parameter is called as ABC. Okay, our must and should what use the uppercase ABC, then only it will run. Otherwise, you get what beautiful error. Okay, then I'm using what here abstract method decorator, and I'm defining what some what methods. I'm defining what def make song self. So I'm creating what pass as empty one, and again what another doing one another method, the abstract method, def move self and passing what pass. Okay, that is for simply creating. Okay, and def eat. Okay, eat of self and print what this is what animal is eating. Okay, like that will be printed. Okay, if you want to try to create an animal object of animal, it will give what error. Okay, because in abstract method we cannot create what object. Okay, if you create this, you'll get what error. Okay, that's why you'll be commenting that one after I'll show that one. And you can select order of after the animal. What? That is your parent class. I'm creating what here? Child class. That is what? Class dog of what? Animal. Okay, I'm inheriting that properties. That is what def makes on self. Okay, and printing what? Hoof. And def moves self what? The print what? The dog runs. Okay, that is the dog reaches. Okay, then I'm creating another class that is what? Another child that is cat. Okay, parent is what? Animal. Okay, I'm creating what? Make sound. Cat will do what sound? Meow. Okay, then def move. That is what? Cat move. Cat walks gracefully. Okay, they can you can observe right? We create what already created what using abstract method in what that animal that you make sound and move right and eat right. These are what we importing again this what dog and cat. Okay, and we can create what now object for what dog and cat, but we cannot create objects for what parent class. Okay, we can create what objects for what child class only. That is the beauty for what abstract method. Okay, then what I'm using object that is what doggy is equal to what dog and doggy dot make sound. So doggy dot move and doggy dot eat. These are what methods I had created. When I run this, we will get all things. So I'm printing what another object, that is what kitty. Kitty is nothing but cat. Okay. And after that, cat makes sound, cat that move, and cat that eat. These are what methods I created. Okay, let's run this. And I'm connecting to my kernel. Can observe, right? Okay, this what dog is created, right? And makes on doggy dog makes on means dog what will do so of and the doggy dot move. That is what dog runs. Okay, then what doggy dot eat means nothing but this animal is eating. Okay, that will be run. Okay, and another one created, that is what kitty. That is not nothing but cat. Cat makes on, that is what meow. And that move, right? The cat walks gracefully, then what this animal is eating. Okay, like that it will be run. Okay, okay, if you create what objects in what in parent class, let's run this one. Can see, right? You get the error, that is what you cannot instate abstract class animal without an implementation for abstract methods, that is what make, sound or move. Okay, that is the beauty of what abstract method. Okay, can create objects for only for your child class. Okay. Otherwise, you get what error. Okay. If you want to create means you have to mention declaring method. Okay. Because I use what abstract method here, right? That's the after running, you can get the beautiful input and output. Okay. I can understand it. Animal is what? Abstractless. And every animal what must have what? Make, sound or move method. Okay. And we cannot create what? An object directly from animal. But we try uncommenting. That is what my animal is good for animal. We cannot create that one. But that is what we get the error. Okay. And we can create what? Dog and cat or cat concrete classes from that inherited from what? Animal. Animal is what? Parent. Okay, and they are forced to what implement what make sound or move. And if do not what in Python will rise what error. Okay, then it is what concrete method in what parent class directly for so dog also and cat also automatically what inherited property from what parent class. Okay, and let's see what types of abstraction. Observe neatly. There are three types. Okay. By complete abstraction, that is what uses what ABC. ABC is what abstract base classes. Okay. Abstraction is what is a border. Okay. And can be what concept of applying various ways programming. Let's look what at some common forms. Okay. Let's start with what first type. That is what data abstraction. Okay. Data abstraction is the what that is easy to remember. That is what think of data abstraction as what using what your lockbox. Okay, that what will do means you can what put things in put things in that lockbox and what take things out and take things out, but you do not need what to know that the inherited data is. Okay, that can be what how the lock mechanism works or how the box is constructed that you not need, right? Okay, if you want to put the things what lockbox, again, if you want to take that from things from that lockbox, that is not that only what you need. Okay, you don't need what the locking mechanism or how the box will be constructed. That is not needed, right? That is what we hiding from what that method. That is what nothing but your data abstraction. In programming also, it means what providing what interface to interact. Okay, with what data without what exposing what underlying what represent or structure of your data. Okay, that is what data abstraction. Okay, let me take one example and you can easily understand. Okay, I'm taking what here bank account. Okay, you know what your account balance and you can deposit or withdraw the money, right? Okay, you don't need what to know the bank stores to your balance in the database and the what kind of the servers they use and what the website they will use and the what are the complex algorithms for transaction processing and how they log in. That is not required, right? That you will be hiding, but you need what only what account balance and deposit or withdraw the your menu, right? That is what used in the bank account. Okay, let's execute for that one. And you can see a syntax for that one using what classes and properties. Okay, and using what here class. That is what I'm creating what class bank account. Your bank account is what parent class. Okay, I'm def initializing that one self comma what initial balance. Okay, the actual balance is was hidden or private, right? Okay, that is what conveniently using what double underscore. Okay, if you want what hiding something means you have to use what double underscore. So I'm using what here self dot balance. Okay, and we are using what initial balance, right? So to hide that balance, right? So I'm using what do underscore, and after writing what balance is equal to what initial balance. To hiding that one, you have to use what to underscore. Okay, and def deposit self comma upon amount. Okay. If you want amount balance will be what I did, right? That's why if amount is what greater than zero, of if you want amount, if you want to what deposit some amount, right? That amount should be what greater than zero. Okay. Then self dot balance. Okay. If you can observe here, I use what double underscore. That will what do hide that balance. Okay, I'm using what plus equal to. Plus equal to is nothing but balance plus amount. Okay, nothing but in what we added amount here, right? That amount is added to what balance. Okay, that amount is will be added. Okay, and then what printed what deposit amount, that is new balance is what self dot balance will be like printed. Okay, then else print what deposit amount must be what positive. It should be not negative. Okay, and coming to the withdrawal, again also create one method that is for self amount. Okay. And you can observe if zero is less than what amount. Okay. And less than or equal to what self dot balance. What you want to what self dot balance means the balance minus amount, right? Then withdraw amount will become and new balance is updated. Okay. Otherwise, you have to else part, that is what insufficient balance or invoice amount. Okay, like that it will be work. This is was part of deposit. This is part of your withdraw. Okay. Then get balance. If you want to see the balance means you have to create what get balance, return what self dot balance. Okay, this will be created. After that, I'm using what creating some objects. Okay, can observe it. So my account is equal to what bank account. Okay, bank account is nothing but what parent class. Okay, then you nothing but the class you can observe, right? Here only one class is right. That is what class. Okay, then can your bank account and after the your balance have to pass here. That is nothing but your can observe, right? Bank account. You can observe that is what we see there initial balance. Okay, so nothing but balance. Okay, so what is your balance now? 1,000 rupees. Okay, then I have to deposit again. That is what my account dot deposit. How many I deposited? 500 rupees. Okay, then my account dot withdraw. What I'm withdrawing? 200 rupees. Okay, this will be method and create method object will be created, and I'm that calling that one using what method function. And what I'm printing what current balance. That is what my account dot get balance. Okay, let's run this one. Let me show one by one, then you can easily understand. Okay, now what till this will be run. Yeah, and running this one. Cancel, right? The class is created. After that, what I'm doing? Deposit, right? Current balance is what 1,000 now. So my account dot deposit. I'm running this one. Can create, right? Deposit for 500 rupees. The new balance is for 1,500. Again, what I'm doing here, my account dot withdraw for 200 rupees. So again, then this I mean, what 1,500. 1,500 minus 200 is for 1,000. What 300. The balance is what 1,300. Okay. And again, I'm printing what current balance using what get balance method. Current balance what 1,300. Okay. If you want to try to access that is what the balance directly what is private by convention, right? Okay, and that is what you print what my account dot balance will be what I'm taking a printing what directly. Okay, that is what my account dot balance using this word that is under double underscore and balance. Okay, this is what raise an error. Okay, let's hide this one all. Okay, let's run this. You can see right, you get what error. That is what attribute error. That is what bank account object is has no attribute. That is what balance. Okay, that is what using what that is hiding. Okay, that is what accessing private data, right? That we getting what the ID is not working. That is the beauty of that abstract method. Okay, if you can observe here, let's do comment this whole thing. Okay, I'm again running what only the my account balance, right? So let's run this one. Fancy it, getting error. That is what in get error? Attribute error. Okay, because we use what? Abstract there. Okay, let's comment this one. Okay, I'm printing what here accessing private what Python uses what mangling, right? So it can be what access what class name or variable name start with what underscore. That's the beauty of private specifier. Okay, so accessing that private balance directly what is not recommended. If you want to check the balance, you have to use what my account dot bank account. That is afterwards you have to balance. Okay, let's run this one. You can see it. You can using this one. You can what see the balance. Okay, like that it will be work. Okay, and you can observe here what balance. That is what your variable. Okay, that is what private. Okay, through not strictly enforced by what Python like some other another language like that. Okay, once you what clear with the encapsulation in our further classes, you understand what is private, what is public specifier like that. Okay, it means what bank account class should not directly what interact with what balance. Okay, that is what beauty. That is what hiding that one. Okay, then it what instead they can use what deposit or withdraw or get balance method. And only can it will get show the balance. Okay, and this methods what provide what abstract interface to what interact with the balance without knowing what its internal representation, or we are abstracting what away the details how the balance will be stored or modified. This is what abstract method. Okay, this is what first type. That is what data abstraction. Okay, let's see the second type. That is what control abstraction. Okay, control abstraction is nothing but the procedural abstraction, or also known as what functional abstraction. This is what second type. Okay, that is what imagine what your remote control for your TV. Okay, then you can press what power button. Okay, when you press what power button, TV what turns on, right? Okay, you don't need what to know what complex electrical signals or internal forces that happen when you press that button. You just what hear about what result, right? That is the what you want me. Okay, that what control abstraction means hiding the complex sequence of steps or logic within a function or method and exploring what only the simple way to execute that logic. That is the word control abstraction. Okay, and take me take another example, that is what using your ATM machine. Okay, that can be your withdraw cash. Okay, you choose what withdraw after putting your ATM card. Okay, after putting what into your ATM card, you press what withdraw. After that, you have to enter the amount. Okay, then you can machine use your money, right? Okay, after enter your password. Okay, you don't need to know the complex steps the ATM takes, or checking your balance, or communicating with what bank server, or dispensing cash, updating your account. Like that, don't mean that you want only what withdraw your money. That is what main target, right? That is what abstraction. Okay, and you can see a syntax. That is what I'm creating what def calculate area of circle, and that can be what I'm creating another class. So that is what I'm defining one method. That is what def calculate area of circle. So I'm part to calculate of area circle. The machine should need what radius, because area of circle is what pi r square, right? So I'm hiding what complex formula hidden inside the function. That is what pi is equal to what Pi value is what? 3.14159 up to what? Infinite. Okay. Then one area is equal to what? Pi into what? Your formula. That is what? Pi into r square. That is what? Radius into what? Square. Okay. That is what? Two. If you use the two stars, that is understood what? Square. Okay. And after that, returning what? Area. Okay. And after that, I'm using another method. That is what? Def send email to address, comma, subject, comma, message. Okay. And imagine your complex network communication, server authentication, etc. And here, okay. And what I'm doing here, print the connecting what to email server. So after that, when I run this, it should be what connect to the email server. Then I'm printing what authenticating user. Then what composing email to what your address. Then what subject and body and email after sending what we show what email is sent successfully. Like that it will be work. Okay. Let's do what? Create some object that is for circle radius equal to what? 5. When I give the 5, it will be added to what as a radius. Then I'm taking what here area is equal to what? Calculate area of circle radius. And we'll be painting what? Area of circle with a radius. That is for circle radius will come here and 2f will come here. This is what logic will be working. And email also, I'm creating what send email. I'm passing what email address and your class update and your subject and your body. Okay, this is your subject, this is your what? Body. And let's run this one. Yeah. Can see it. Area of circle is what? Radius. And for radius is what? 5. And your centimeter is what? 78.54. And you are connecting the email server, authenticate user, and it composes what? Student.execmul.com. And your subject is what? Class update. And body is what? Hope you are enjoying the abstraction class and email sent successfully. This is how it will be work. And what is your explanation is nothing but what you want to do, calculation of circle function, what? Hides the mathematical formula for calculating the area. You just what? Pass the radius, you give what? Area. Like that it will be work. Okay. If you want to the send email function, abstract what? Away the complex that is what? Sending the email that you are connecting server authentication format will be what? Hiding. Okay. You simply want provide what? Recipient. I think but you when what you want to send, oh the person will have to send that in the and the subject you mention and your message will be in the body and the function will when you send that will be function and is to rest all progress. This is what want to write. That is what your control abstraction. Okay. And your third type is what? Structural abstraction. That is nothing but is combination of classes and object. Okay. Okay. Imagine that is what think of what house blueprint, your house blueprint. Okay. And it defines what house it is and it was walls and roof, rooms, etc. Right? And what it can do, it provide what shelter and have doors to enter. I don't need to know the what exact things of every wall or specific brand of every tile and to understand the concept of house, right? And structural abstraction what organizes the relates data and function into what single unit. Okay, and what class and object is created and providing what a higher level view of what complex system. Okay, that can be what structural abstraction. Okay. And let me see the another example that is what your smartphone. Okay, when you buy a what smartphone, you know what it can make what calls and messages or browse the internet, take photos, etc. Right? I do not need to what understand what internal security and the what operating system what and low level code and or the how the camera sensor works and phone itself is an what abstraction of many complex components and functionalities. This is how what the smartphone will be work. This is what structural abstraction. Okay, structural abstraction. Okay, and you can see the what example here taken. I taken what car here as example that you can easily understand. I'm taking a what car and if we need what self comma make comma model comma here this was created for initialize. I'm creating what here self dot make equal to mark. So giving input to what all thing and again what I created what new thing that is what speed. That is what self dot speed is equal to what 0. Initializing that one. After that, I have to create some method, right? So I'm start ng. When I the start engine method will be what they will printed right year and what the which companies made that one and model and ng start what a with the number. It can be accelerate method self speed dot as plus equal to what increment. What will do means when you the speed will be increased, the speed will be added to what well speed. Okay, that is what increment. Okay, and then I'm using your what accelerating the current speed and will be dot that your speed will be printed. That is what mph. Okay, and coming to the brake method, and brake I'm creating. So self when you press the brake, what will speed is what decrement, right? So I'm creating what decrement as a another parameter. So that what self dot speed is equal to what max of 0 comma self dot speed that is minus decrement. Nothing but the speed is added to right. When you press the decrement that will be minus right. So I'm minusing that one. That is decrement. Okay. And I'm printing what breaking what current speed. Use what self dot speed will be printed. That is what mph. Okay, I'm sir. Why I'm used for max. Okay, why I miss because the car accelerate not work, its car is stop means that is zero, right? So zero comma self dot speed. We'll check zero is max or self speed is max. Okay, that will be taken as what one thing. That speed will be stored here. That speed will be printed here when you break that one. Okay. And again, I'm creating another method is what display info. Okay, that is what self. After that, I'm printing what car, self dot year, self dot make, and self dot model. That will be printed when you press what display info. That is what your method. Okay, after that, you have to create method. That is what your after the method, you have to create what object, right? So what I'm doing here, my car is equal to what car of what Toyota, comma Camry. That is 2023. Toyota is what two method company. The Camry is what model. Okay, and you got what is the what year means 2023. Okay, and my car dot display info means we get the info of your car. That is what you made that one model and year. Okay, if I want to start using the car will be started. When I press the accelerate, with I'm also mentioning what here speed. That is what 30. Okay, I accelerate. When we press the accelerate, the speed is zero, right? When I press the accelerate, the speed is now added what 30. That is now current speed is what 30. Okay, after that I'm using what again accelerate by what 20. Already current speed is what 30. Okay, 30 plus 20 is what 50, right? Okay, after the 50, so my car dot brake. Okay, after that I'm passing the speed is for 50. This is what here when you're pushing the brake, it passes what decrement and current speed minus what your brake speed. That is what 50. Okay, 50 minus 15 is for nothing but 35, right? Okay, and again taking what another car here. Let's finish with what my my car object. After goes what another car. Okay, let's run this. Can see it. The car is for 20 Toyota. That is your car info 2020 Toyota Camry, and the that is the tire. When the car was 2020 Toyota Camry engine start is what a rumble. And accelerating what current speed is what 50 mph. Okay, again accelerating what current speed is what 50 mph. Again, I'm doing what braking. The current speed is not 35 mph. Okay, let's see what another car here. Taking what another car, I'm creating with an object that is what friend's car as an object. Okay, I'm creating what car Honda, comma Civic, comma 2024, and friend's car dot display info and friend's car dot accelerate. You can select car 24 and Honda accelerating current speed is what 40. This is how it will work. This is for structural abstraction. Okay, structural abstraction. Next, we can observe what class was what unified representation of car in terms of data, make, model, year, and speed of year, starting, scene, answering, what your break, and also what are this one, what methods. Okay, and when you want to interact with the car, an objective of what interacting, right? So it can be what abstract concept of your car. So not what individual neck and bolts are not needed, but you don't need what to know what accelerate physically changes your wheel speed, or you just recall the method like that. Okay, this is what your structural method. Okay, remember in abstraction method when you use the something what you have to I that one you have to use what ABC class. Okay, that is not nothing but abstract based classes. Okay, if you want to hide that one. Okay, so simple. Okay, do not worry. Okay, let's see the quick recap of your today. That is what abstraction is about, was simplifying complexity. Nothing but you are showing what something does and not how to does it. Okay, and if you take the what Maggie example, you only follow what simple instruction, not what complex condition. Okay, And computer abstraction means nothing but ABC. That is first uses the ABC module in your Python that defines what the blueprint of where the child classes must be what implement in one abstract method like your contract. Okay. And after that, what data abstraction, the another type that is the type of abstract and hiding what your internal data representation and providing what methods to interact with it like a bank account. Okay. After what control abstraction is hiding the complex logic within what function or methods. Okay. And providing what simple interface like a TV remote. Okay. And coming to the structural abstraction is nothing but grouping related data and function into what class or object and to represent a what concept. Okay. Like a smartphone. Okay. And coming to what abstraction makes what your users means use easier to understand. That is nothing but focus on high level concept, easy to maintain. That is what saying just internal details and do not affect what external usage. And more modular is nothing but components can be developed and used what independently. Okay, and keep practicing this concept, and you will see what powerful abstraction in what building the robust and the understandable software using what abstraction. Okay. Till now, abstraction is what clear, and let's stop here and continue what next session.